It's raining cats and more cats. February 19th is the date. Find out what it's all about. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Myrtle Beach Herald. We're focused on the third annual Save Our Cats Ball to be held Saturday, February 19th, and we're visiting with the president and founder of Save Our Cats International, Harry Pavilack. Good morning, Harry.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for coming in, and we're getting this close. You must be getting juiced.
We're getting ready. We've been working on it, and have people on the telephones and different things, and going around all the banks and trying to get a lot of people there so we can raise some money.
Sure.
We need money for the cats.
Third annual, Harry. That must be a great feeling.
It is. A lot of people never thought we'd be in business this long, to tell you the truth. Probably even the cats, you know.
It is amazing. You know, I remember that first event you all had at the convention center, and to see the kind of crowd you had there. And I think last year you all were up at the Dunes Club and then back to the convention center this year, probably because you're having such a great recognition on ticket sales.
Well, people have heard of us, and they see that, you know, we're in business now. I was really surprised the first affair, though. When we just started, we had 325 people in the convention center. And we have a lot of functions during the year. Every year we have a cat ball, and then we have a Halloween party, then we also have a picnic during the summer. So we work on those 3 events each year, which keeps us busy. But we have to raise money. It's the only way that we know that we can raise money. Sometimes people send us in donations and things like that. Like I was telling you yesterday, or previously yesterday, somebody put us in their will, and they're leaving Save Our Cats $50,000.
$50,000?
$50,000.
Do y'all really have needs like that, Harry? I mean, what kind of needs do y'all have on a regular basis? What are y'all doing that would need even $50,000?
Well, we're constantly spending money, mainly on vets. You know, we're fixing cats all over the county every week and every month. So we have bills coming in from the different vets every month, and that's what we spend the money on. We pick up cats, people call us, and we fix the cats, and then we take the cats back to the people and put them in the same surroundings where they were to start. But some people can pay, and we try to collect money from the people that can pay to help pay the bills, and the ones that can't pay, then we have to use the money we have, whatever money we have in the bank. But we've been working and fighting. I mean, it's been a fight from day one. I would say Save Our Cats has had more publicity in the newspapers for the 3 years that we've been in business than anything that I know of, other than maybe the war. Because
that's a pretty bold statement.
It really is. But almost every week somebody writes something in about cats, that they want to see all the cats killed in the county, that they want to thin down the herd, or they don't see all the cats are killing all the songbirds in the county. So naturally, every time somebody writes a letter, then we have to write a letter to refute those charges, and then we write a letter, and another letter comes in. Before you know it, all the editorial pages are filled up with Save Our Cats. In fact, some person said, why does everybody keep writing about Save Our Cats or cats, you know? But I think since we've been in business, I think we did what we were supposed to do. We brought some recognition to cats. Usually cats are considered as the lowest on the totem pole. And maybe they are, but I think we've fought, and we've given cats some rights. And probably our biggest accomplishment so far has been the moratorium that the county has passed about picking up stray cats. Right now they're not picking up stray cats unless someone calls them with a real serious problem. You know, that a cat's attacked somebody or something like that, but they're just not going around the streets picking up cats and then taking them to the Conway or over there at J. Rubin, and then, you know, they kill them after a while.
How did you decide to focus on cats, Harry? What was it about? Was it a long-standing relationship with cats, or You and your wife both, or employees, or other folks you've been associated with, or?
I don't know. Mainly organizations like this start over one incident, and this started over one incident. It was about 3 years ago. I don't know. We had some cats, and there was some kind of, well, someone got bitten by a cat or scratched, and they thought the cat had rabies, and then before you know it, they were picking up cats all over the neighborhood, and actually they were picking up cats that had their shots, collar, their ears tipped, and cats that really couldn't give anybody any type of disease, but they picked them up and they took them to Conway and they killed them. And a couple of those were my cats. So I said, look, you know, if a cat has all its shots, his ear clipped, and he's just hanging around the yard or something like that, I mean, why should that cat be picked up and then taken to Conway and killed? And so I said, based on that, I said, you know, I think we should start some kind of organization, because I really don't think cats have too many rights. And I've told the story before that I remember when some couple of whales washed ashore in Myrtle Beach a few years ago. They brought doctors or specialists from Charleston, Columbia, and everybody that came to work on those whales, and I have nothing against whales. I love whales. But I said, well, if 2 cats washed in, you know, it just wouldn't be a big deal. There wouldn't be doctors coming from nowhere. You know? They would just throw them in the truck.
Cats also don't weigh tons, though, Harry. I mean, you know, they may not be spotted on there. They may not scare off tourists. Sure, there's, you know, I mean,
but somebody was spending a lot of money to take care of these 2 whales, and I'm not saying it was wasted. You know, I'd probably do the same thing, but you don't see a lot of money like that spent on cats. And I know that 40% of the homes in the area have cats. I mean, that's supposed to be a national figure, so there should be a lot of people interested in cats, and we need more and more people to step up to the plate and start helping us and sending us money, because all of our workers work free, and all the money we get we spend on cats. We spend on cages to trap cats with, and then we spend the rest of our money on doctors and things like that. And the fact that we got this moratorium passed, I mean, people should feel more safe, because this way, and everyone lets their cat out in the yard or whatever to run around. Maybe he'll go out in the front of the house on the street, and they don't have to worry about their cat being picked up by the people from Conway and taking the cat to Conway, and then before they know what happened, the cat's killed. And because of that, they should realize the things that we're doing to protect our cats. And they should feel safe, because I think before you really couldn't feel safe in your homes as far as your cats were concerned.
And protecting your cats.
You could sit in your house, and let your cats run outside. They all run outside, and they run around. They might go in the person's yard next door or whatever, and you really couldn't feel safe that, you know, the cats might come back. But now I think you can feel safe with this moratorium in the county, especially, that, you know, your cats won't be picked up, really, if they're not doing anything but taking a leisurely walk in the park.
Those are important words, you know, for viewers who may not have cats, or it may not have had the love affair of cats like you and your family members. You know, when you think about, what is it about cats that really that you've bonded with? You all have dogs as well? Do you have other types of pets?
We have 3 small dogs, and we have a few cats. I know the man, one of the newspapers was at our house during an interview, and he kept saying, well, how many cats do you have? You know, and he was counting and counting. I said, I don't know. I said, you tell me. You're doing the count, you know, because we have a few cats inside and we have a few cats outside. But, I mean, we don't have a whole lot of cats. Like some people in our group have 50 and 60 cats.
Wow. Yeah.
And I don't know where they keep them exactly. One girl has them in Loris, another one has them in her home.
Right.
But cats are really good animals. I mean, if you really get to know a cat, you know, they'll protect you. They're loyal, and they're different than dogs, but they're really great pets, I'll tell you. We have 3 cats that I got from New York City and brought them down here, and 3 sisters, and I mean, they just hang around me all the time. You
Right,
know, in my
right.
room every night. They're sitting there, you know. And they're great pets. And actually, I think when I was at the U.S. Open one year, I don't know if I told this story before
Yeah.
or not. I think I did. Right,
Go
I
ahead,
saw it.
sure.
I went to the Open in the morning. I saw this little tiny cat in the bushes and stayed there all day. They had 2 or 3 rainouts. It was postponed. I came home at night at 10. That little cat was still sitting in the bushes. I figured, oh no. I figured if I don't pick up this cat, I'm going to get punished somehow.
Yeah.
So I picked up the cat, and I had to go buy a bag to carry the cat. Then I had to go buy a ticket for the cat.
Oh, come on.
And I brought him,
guess that's
and I
right,
brought
yeah.
him back on the plane, right? And that cat's up at the house now, you know.
Not everyone would be able to buy a ticket for a cat.
Yeah, but it was a strange circumstance. But I figured if I walked by that cat, he'd been there the whole day,
Yeah.
that, I don't know, I said something bad's going to happen to me.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to buy the cat a hotel room that night, at least.
That's right. Or a
least-
ticket to the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but I took care of the cat that night. Had to get a box, fed him, and then I had to buy him a bag, and then next morning I bought him a ticket, and we came back to Myrtle Beach.
That's fascinating. Does your wife share the love of cats?
She likes them more than I do, really.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, she likes her cats, and she takes care of them more than I do, and she helps some people with some other cats and things.
Right.
You know, people are calling us and things like that. And generally, when we have one of these parties or something, a lot of people that come have cats or they're interested in cats. And then we have our office. We have our Save Our Cats office in Myrtle Beach, and we have people working all the time. And
Right.
people are calling constantly with questions, with problems.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, any problem you can think of, they call in. Like last week, somebody called in and said there's a beachwear store at Restaurant Row, and there's a cat on the roof.
Mm.
And we want y'all to come up here and get the cat off the roof, you know. I said,
Yeah.
well, so I sent John Bonsignor up there to
I
get
wonder
the
what
cat
John
off
was
the
able
roof.
to do. That'd be
But
fascinating.
John, we get calls constantly. John goes out and different people, things
Karen.
like
Mhm.
Karen goes out, the cats need fed or the cats need trapped. And, you know, a lot of people just call and say, look, I'm feeding these cats here. I like them. They're like my own cats. And, you know, I want to get the cats fixed. I don't want to have 3 cats that turn into 30, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
So our people will go out there, trap the cats, take them to the vet, and then we bring them back.
Mhm.
And
You
basically,
fix it. I mean, the
we-
vets fix them. For
vets-
viewers who aren't
vet-
familiar with that, I
right.
think the
Excuse
letter
me.
you sent out trying to raise funds for Save Our Cats talked about
Right.
you all having fixed more than 700 cats over the
Yeah.
last year, and I think within the last few months,
Yeah.
having put 45 or more into adoptive homes.
Yeah, we have some people in our group that really get kittens a lot, and then they run ads in the paper, and then we give away the kittens, try to get them their shots, things like that. And there are a lot of people in the area to help us. There are some vets that help us, and different thing. And then at our events that we have, a lot of people donate things for our auction that we have at our events, like the one coming up. We
Right.
usually have a big auction. I know you've been there.
Sure.
And actually, you've outbid me on several
Oh
items.
my God, I don't believe that. Yeah.
One of them was a bronze cat that I
Oh, that's right. That's right. Mary Jane said that later. I got creamed
But
on that.
a lot of different people donate things, and we have real nice items, and we try to have big auctions. I know we're not as big as the Heart Fund or anything like that you work on, but I mean, we're not in the same category as, you know, as the Heart people, because
Sure.
that's life and death, and this is more of a
Yeah.
leisure item.
You know, I remember a number of folks, different folks we'd had on the show in the past, talking either on camera or off camera, saying, I don't know why Harry's pumping up cats. He needs to be pumping up children or the Heart Association or March of Dimes. You know, of course, I think your response has always been, well, I do support those groups.
Yeah.
You see me at events. You're out, and I'm sure behind the scenes supporting them even financially.
I try to support most of the events around town, you know, different charities. I try to help them and give money to them and different things, and we see you at a lot of the different affairs in town for the different agencies. I don't know how I got into cats, but it would be hard getting out. I'll tell you.
Yeah, hard getting out now, that's
There'd
right.
be some real mad cats around town.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
right. Let's get the phone number out real quick to make sure viewers know it. Any of our viewers in the PD or southeastern North Carolina who may want to come down and make it a weekend, stay at the Radisson. Do y'all, I don't know if y'all have worked out reduced rates there at the Radisson, next to the convention center, but it's the 843-448-9471.
Right, extension 138, right.
Extension 138. What's the cost of tickets, Harry?
The tickets are $75 a person or $130 a couple.
Okay.
Now, if you're a member of the Save Our Cats, the ticket's only $50 because we have like maybe 300 members in Save Our Cats.
The memberships were really reasonable, like $25 or so.
Yeah, we have all different types of memberships. 25, I think it goes to 500, and actually somebody sent in 500 for a gold membership lately.
That's tremendous. I tell you, there's some heavy cat lovers around. My mom would be one of those.
He deserves some free tickets. But anyone that wants to come should get in touch with us and call the office, because sometimes, like, some individuals buy tickets and they just say, I'm not coming, give them to somebody that can't afford a ticket.
Right.
So we get some of them. But we just need more and more people to give us money and funds, and that we don't get money from the city of Myrtle Beach and we don't get money from the county like a lot of organizations do, but we'd like to get some. I think we're working on trying to get into their budgets. So the only money that we raise really is money that we get off the street from people that want to help us. And naturally, since I've been in this business, and I know you're in the same business, there are just so many organizations and so many different funds and different things trying to get money from people. It's really hard. It's really tough raising money.
And it's probably difficult being Harry Pavilack raising money as well. Folks see Harry's picture on billboards all over the town. They think if he's got money to buy billboards or on TV or otherwise, then he can probably fund this thing on his own. So is it tough, having a little bit of, put aside and a piggy bank to be able to go out and then raise funds? People are saying, let Harry fund it himself.
We just have to do what we have to do. We only have limited funds in the bank. Even an affair like this is going to cost us probably $8,000 or $10,000, and we just have to go on the hook. Personally, if it doesn't work, then
it'll work.
Somebody has to come up with the money. In the same way, the ads we run and different things like that. But you just have to make up your mind. If you have a cause, you have to work for it. And I know one thing: I really like my cats, frankly, and I wouldn't want anything to happen to my personal cats. And like I said before, this moratorium, and things that we're doing, we're helping everyone with their cats. And they should be happy that we're in business, frankly. I know there are a lot of people watching the program in their homes right now, and their cats are beside them, and they love their cats, but we're trying to make it so your cats will be there and continue to be there, and nobody will injure or damage, hurt your cats or anything like that.
If a viewer couldn't attend the Save Our Cats Ball on the 19th and they haven't been able to make your Halloween parties or the cat nicks in the past, you also have some educational forums. But could a viewer send in a check, and what would be the address to mail one in?
If they could just send in a check to P.O. Box 212 or P.O. Box 2740, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 29577, and address it to Save Our Cats.
Okay.
Save Our Cats, and we'll get it. Also, we have an 800 number we can use, 800-868-9471, and that would also go to extension 138. If they live outside the telephone area, they can call free.
Yeah, that's great.
And
say that 800 number again.
800-868-9471. And that way we can take a credit card and mail their tickets, or we can mail their tickets and they can send a check.
That's extension 138. So if they call in and just say Save Our Cats, someone will send them to the right extension.
Someone will send them right to our people, and they'll be on the phones and they're ready to go, just like we take calls all day. Some days we might have 20 calls coming in. Forget about the function, but just people having problems in the entire county with cats. And now we help a lot of cats in Conway. I'm talking about, we trap a lot in Conway. We must spend generally, a lot of us will spend over $1,000 a month for just a vet in Conway. And then we have a vet in Loris we use, Myrtle Beach, and different places, even though we do some in Tabor City.
Is that right?
Yeah, we're helping
this is
cats.
Not just here. Well, that's a great thing for
our
viewers.
So we're covering a wide area, and basically, I know our efforts are helping people with probably other animals too, but it's just that right now we're into cats, and some people call us on dogs and things like that, but we can't
You've
help
got to
them too
narrow your
much.
scope at some level. Harry, we haven't
Right.
gotten into you at all and your practice here in Myrtle Beach. Obviously, this is a people show. What brought you down to Myrtle Beach? Are you a Palmetto State native?
No, originally I was from Pittsburgh, PA, and I played football up there in high school, and I was recruited there to Clemson. I had a full scholarship to Clemson, where I played football at Clemson and baseball.
And
Clemson.
baseball.
Yeah, I was a baseball player too. In fact, my dad wanted me to forget college and sign with the Cleveland Indians
That's
out
right.
of high school.
I remember that. Yeah.
So then maybe I wouldn't be sitting here right now. You know,
Yeah.
although you can only play baseball so long. You know, like they say, there's not too much demand for old football players either. You
That's
know.
right.
And then I went to Clemson and went to law school, USC in Columbia.
Right.
And then I was in Miami in graduate law school for a year, studying some taxes, different things, securities. And from Miami, I came to Myrtle Beach, and that's where I've been.
And what was it about Myrtle Beach that attracted you in the mid-'60s?
I don't know. I sort of liked it here. We came down here a few times from Clemson on vacation and things like that. And it seemed to be real nice. It was way smaller than it is now. And, I mean, generally, everything here was not here then, you know. There were a few things here, and the Boulevard and the Pavilion, and a few hotels, things like that, a few golf courses, but just kept getting bigger and bigger. And like they say, a lot of it is not, it's just being in the right place at the right time.
Sure, I saw that in a piece you done up at North Myrtle Beach Rotary or otherwise, stressing to them of being in the right place at the right time and looking out for real estate.
Like my family was from originally from Wheeling, West Virginia, and then we were in Wheeling, and then we went to Pittsburgh for a while. I don't know, we had a few little stores in Pittsburgh, and then we go back and forth. And Wheeling is, I mean, it's nice and all that, but, you know, it's just sort of gone downhill. Like Myrtle Beach has gone straight up to the sky, and Wheeling, West Virginia, that whole Rust Belt, you know, Cleveland, Wheeling, Youngstown, Weirton,
Do you still have
Pittsburgh,
family up there?
Uniontown.
Yeah.
I have some family in Wheeling, yeah, but some family in Wheeling, West Virginia. But I don't
What's
go
that
there
like
too
for
much.
your relatives when they come into town and see you on billboards, see pictures of you?
I don't know.
Well, what's that like for you, Harry? I've never asked you that. Is that interesting
Well,
to see pictures of you, or to see you on
sometimes
TV?
people will walk in. There's a little place in Wheeling that my family had for years called Pavilack Auto Parts, was in business for like 75, 80 years.
Oh, yeah.
They'll say, this can't be the same one that was in that junker. And I said, well, I don't know. I guess so. I just got in one of those cars and drove down here. Actually, I used to get in those cars a lot and just drive them right out. You know, we'd buy cars from people, and I'd drive them to Clemson, then
Right.
drive them for a while and just leave them, you know.
Wow.
But it was interesting, and you learn a lot of things. And I know a lot of my friends that I went to high school with stayed in Pittsburgh.
Right.
But Pittsburgh's been real tough, you know. It's been real hard up there, and especially with the steel mills closing, coal mines, steel mills, things like that. But they had a lot of good football players up there when I was coming up, especially around Aliquippa and Uniontown. You know, all those little places had these steel workers' sons, and I mean, they were rough. I remember when they were recruiting me at Clemson, I went to Pitt, and they had Mike Ditka sitting there. You know, we were like children compared to him. You know, he had like a 22-inch neck and all that.
Right, right.
400 scholarships. I think every school in the country was after him.
Wow.
But they produced players like that from that area. But now I think the high school football's changing. I think most of your better players are coming from California and Texas and Florida, because as the steel mills closed and the coal mines, a lot of people just exited and left Pittsburgh in that area. See?
Speaking of Pittsburgh, I think John Bonsignor had mentioned that you were inducted recently into the Jewish Hall of Fame up there in Pittsburgh. What was that like, Harry?
I don't know. They pick somebody every year, and a friend of mine called me and said they want to induct you this year. So I went up there to a banquet, and they had some of the Pittsburgh Pirates were there, some of the Steelers, and they pick one person a year who was a good athlete in the area.
Right.
And they give you a plaque and have a banquet and things like that.
That's great.
And you make a speech and something like what we're talking about here.
Lastly, what's the most important thing a viewer could do right now if they were watching your interview and wanted to be a part of the Save Our Cats Ball on the 19th? Could they volunteer? I mean, do you have needs for volunteers just buying tickets, or are you all volunteered out?
No, we can use people. Anybody wants to work. I mean, we're always looking for workers, especially in, you know, where we don't really pay anybody too much. I mean, if we have to reimburse somebody for gas or something like that. I mean, it just depends on the person, but most of our people work free, and we need people to work. I mean, especially all the retired people here and things
Right.
like that that like cats and want to protect cats, and if they like some of the things that we do, then we would love to have anybody that wants to work to come and help us. And
That's
it doesn't
great.
matter what area they're in, because we have people working in Conway, we have
Sure.
some working in Pawleys, Surfside, Loris, and these different areas that help us.
That's great. Thanks so much for being with us this morning, Harry.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Harry Pavilack coming up next. You know, we didn't get to talk to Harry about his cousin who starred in my big fat Greek wedding, but we did get to hear him pump up a phone number, 800-868-9471. 800-868-9471. That's to get tickets. $75 a person, $130 a couple, $50 if you're a member of Save Our Cats International. It's a big event. It's the 3rd annual Save Our Cats Ball, Saturday, February 19th. We did not get to talk to him about the dress. He made it clear dress is black tie optional, and he wants ladies to get decked out. We didn't get to talk about his 2 daughters or his 4 grandchildren, but we did get to talk about the big opportunity that night. We also didn't get to talk about the meow contest. That's one thing you really need to think about. If you want to have a chance to win up to $500 and maybe even more, you need to call 800-868-9471. You need to get down there. It kicks off at 7 p.m. There's a lot of auction items you can't buy out on the street. You can only get them at the Save Our Cats Ball. It's the 3rd annual.